Now, I'm going to share with you in this video an incident that took place yesterday night, okay? And I'm pretty sure you'll have strong opinions. I'm pretty sure many of you will not like me. Some will say, Loy, I've lost respect for you, or they will say, you know, they will be angry with me, which I totally understand. Some will even unsubscribe. And I know this because I wrote an article about this. And it's about me beating my baby. So I'll talk to you about it. Now, I'll tell you the whole thing, listen to the whole thing, and then decide whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong. The purpose of this video is not to seek validation. I'm not seeking your validation. I'm not seeking your approval. I'm not saying, oh, Loy, I understand what. No. And I don't give a fuck even if you say, oh, you are such an evil person. I don't give a fuck. You can say I'm ugly. You can say I'm good. It doesn't matter, man. The reason to share this with you is if there is somebody out there who can get a perspective, okay? Fine. I've done my job, okay? So, I'll try to summarize quickly as possible. What happened was, yesterday was a rather difficult day for me. I got up, I didn't sleep properly. That's the first one. I didn't sleep properly because I've not been sleeping properly a couple of days. So I got up, had coffee. After coffee, went to the market. First when I had coffee, I didn't feel good, okay? When I went to the market, again, it was, I don't know, my mood was getting bad to worse. It was irritating because my wife kept going back, front, this, that, taking the money, dropping the money. My baby was taking things, dropping things. So small things are irritating me, but I was like, okay, fine, just ignore it. And my baby has developed this habit lately. When she wants something or she wants someone's attention, she will let out this really sharp, loud scream. Ah! She will just go like that. Ah! And then quiet. Ah! She'll just go like that. So I think invariably it has now wired in her head that if she has to get the attention of anybody, she has to scream. And given that whenever she used to scream, the adults who are there, the people, they're like, ooh, they used to go like, baby is talking. So my baby invariably must have thought that if I scream, I get people's attention, or people notice me, or they communicate with me, or it's fun, it's nice. So she started to get this reinforcement, okay? So anytime she would want something, she would scream loudly. And yesterday, while taking her out, and later on I took her to meet these small babies. I'll share a video of that also. She was playing with some small babies here and there. And there also she was screaming a little bit. Initially it was fun, it was funny, but then it got irritating. And other children were not liking it. Okay. So, but she was also playing. Then when we came back home, the mistake my wife did is she gave a sip of my lemon iced tea, which is sweet, cold, lemony. So I think that got to baby and she became hyper. And there also she was screaming. Okay. Then at work, I was doing my work. Things are not working out properly. We bought food. The food didn't taste nice. That added to my, messed up anger. I like a nice meal. I like to enjoy my meal, my first meal, relax. So that was not done. Then I had a client, made some money. But obviously, as I'm aware of the fact that as the day goes by, your self-control and your willpower goes down with it. So my baby was still screaming, okay? I had a VIP client. VIP client is one that pays me, let's say, maybe $1,000 an hour just for consulting, okay? So I'm talking to this client, and just imagine, I'm talking to this client and my baby's outside my door. And it's like, wah, wah. So I was like, what the fuck? Because I need to focus when I'm speaking to a person. So I just said, please just hold on. We were in an audio call. So I put it on mute. I went out and I can see my wife doing, outside she was taking photographs of the clothes that she wants to sell. And the baby is there trying to get her attention. And the baby was like, wow, shouting. And then I told my wife, what the hell is this, I'm doing bloody work here, man. So she understood, oh, sorry. So, okay, fine. So she went to give the baby milk. She gives breast milk. But remember, my baby drank iced tea. So normally when she drinks breast milk, she falls asleep. So this time she didn't sleep. Okay. So I continued with my work. Finished another 2 hours. I was exhausted. I'll tell you. When you do 1 hour of mentoring or coaching, it's very exhausting. Okay. I had finished 2 clients, a total of 3 hours, 3.5. I was very tired, and plus I didn't sleep, plus I was tired, plus I had not eaten properly. So then I asked my wife, please prepare eggs, soft eggs and a bread. I told her that, and then she responded, oh, eggs is finished. And there I got even more irritated because I like things to be there in the house. I always tell her, make a list. Okay, I couldn't have that. Fine. Then what? I sat down, and because I was tired, I was exhausted, really tired. And the baby was still screaming like mad. I was like, okay, I don't think I can focus. I don't think I can work. I just want to sleep. I was really tired. So I told my wife, I'm going to sleep. She said, okay. Now, mind you, I'm still hungry. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm irritated. And I put the bedding and I go to sleep in my room, which is quiet. I go to sleep. Now, I'm a light sleeper. If I sleep and if there's noise, I can't sleep. And the worst part is, if I sleep and then you disturb me or you wake me up, finish, my sleep is gone. It's over. So I tried to sleep, got my sleep, and suddenly I wake up to my baby screaming again. Wah, 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 screaming loudly. And I'm trying to close my eyes and still struggle and sleep and tossing and turning. And I can hear the scream again. Finally, I was like, fuck, I can't sleep. I woke up. And when I go out of the room, I can see my baby in one corner, screaming, shouting. I can see my wife sitting there doing her work. And she's pissed off. She's angry. She's pissed off with the baby. The reason being is the baby drove her mad. Now she's angry, baby's angry, okay? I was like, okay, this is crazy. And I could make out from my wife says she was very pissed off. She was very upset. Okay. So then, okay, I can't sleep. I'm hungry, I'm exhausted. So I asked my wife, just make soup for me, okay? I like the pumpkin soup, which is there in a sachet. And guess what? Even that was not there. I wanted to lose my cool then and there only. But I was like, okay, what's the point? She's tired, she has other things. Okay, so I told my wife, okay, I'll go buy soup. And then she told me, okay, I'll come with you. I said, fine. So I decided to buy some things like eggs and pumpkin soup and all that. So we bought it. There also my baby was screaming. It was driving me mad. While driving on the scooter, again the baby was screaming. Finally reached home. Told my wife, prepare it. One of those meals. I also bought this rice with fish, hot fish. Prepared it in the oven. And I sat down. As I sat down, I put on my YouTube video, looking at it eating. Again my baby screaming loudly. Wah, wah, wah. She's screaming. And my wife has completely lost it by then. She is just ignoring, so letting the baby scream. Went on until finally I just snapped. And you're talking of, I think, I'm talking of 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, 2 o'clock, sorry. 2 in the morning, screaming. I just got up, I went there, and saw the baby screaming there, and I just went and I said, "Stop!" I just said no, loudly. No. It was obvious that the baby realized that I was shouting at her. And then, there's this plastic which has dog food in it, dried sticks. So the top part of the plastic is kind of like empty. So I waved that and I said, no, like, it's just a plastic, it doesn't hit. So when I did that, my baby started to cry. Obviously, she was because little pain maybe. And I stopped and I went in. I just said no. And I went in. I said no shouting, whatever. Went in, sat down there, and she was crying. And still like crying loudly. Still got up. I again got up. I went there. Wanted to tell her, keep quiet. And this time when I went there, as she was crying, I noticed that she was going this way, like breathing, like, this way. So I realized that it was not pain, it was not physical pain, but she knew that deep down Papa had shouted at her, okay? And this, I automatically the anger vanished. And I just looked at that small little thing just going, this way. And I just saw she had nowhere to go, She's in a small little play area. She couldn't go to mommy. She couldn't go to anyone. I just looked at her. I was like, and then, I raised my hand to say, okay, I'll carry you. She lifted up her hands and carried her. And she was going like that, and she was still crying. So I took her in my room. She likes my room. I took her in my room. I showed her. She likes my books. I let her see some books. Then she gave her the money box. She took the money box and she was playing with it. And she was still crying. I told you that she was going like that, and then she took my energy drinks, which she plays. They're taking everything, and I just kept saying, it's okay, it's okay. So finally, stopped. Finally it stopped, and she became okay. Kept holding her, kept telling her it's okay. My wife had not eaten food the whole day, so she was eating a little bit, and then she joined in. And we both were there, took care, and eventually baby forgot about that incident, and not forgot in the sense that she stopped crying. And then I carried her and told my wife, just put her to sleep because she's drank tea. But I think by that time she was exhausted. I did tell my wife, that is after everything over, baby went to sleep. I was just upset, I was exhausted, I was tired, I was hungry. I typed that article which I put on my website, and then I ate the remaining fish and rice that was cold. Whatever was there, drank a little bit of pumpkin soup because I was hungry the whole day. This dog woke up. He wakes up once a while, you can see. So anyway, so what happened was I sat down. I was just exhausted, completely exhausted. And I sent a message to all my clients who had given me messages. I just told them, see, listen, get in touch with me after the third or fourth, because I just need a break, mental break for a couple of days. I need to just regroup and recharge. It has been too much for me, too much, And then after that was over, I just reflected on what had happened, and I called my wife. This is at 3 or 4 in the morning. I sat down with my wife and I just recounted the day. I said, okay, let's understand what happened. So number one, I told my wife, we need to create the message to our baby that the feedback mechanism that if she screams, she doesn't need to get our attention by screaming. When she screams, it's not nice, it's not wow, because the poor little baby assumes that if I scream, I get people's attention. If I scream, it's okay. If I scream, mommy, daddy will listen to me. So I said, we need to change that wiring. Okay? That's number one. The second thing what we need to have is we need to replace that screaming with something else. Like say mama, papa, or just wave or something. All right. And next one I told her is, the second thing I told her is, please never give her iced tea or even for fun, because I drink very strong caffeine, and if she drinks, she'll not sleep. And this is what happened. She wanted, even her brain went into overdrive. Just having that sip of iced tea, just one sip. That was another mistake. The third one I told her is, we shouldn't bottle up our anger to the point we explode, because later on I found out even she had, shouted at the baby. So I said, we should not bottle up our anger to the point we explode, but rather when we get angry, we should choose to remove the anger before the anger takes control of us. So I told her, next time if we get angry, immediately we need to address the issue or what is causing it and stop it. And we need to let out the anger so that the anger doesn't control us and we snap. Okay? And just in case, for those of you who assume that I have rage or whatever, in 3 years of being married to my wife, I've had 3 or 4 loud arguments. Arguments in the sense I shouted at my wife 3 times in 3 years. The only physical thing that I did was when I was talking to her, she was sitting down and she was not looking at me. I just told her, look at me when I'm talking to you. That's what I did with 2 fingers. I said, look. There was this, this jute basket where you put all the stuff. I just thrown that. So it's not a brittle, it's made out of jute. So I threw that. I was pretty upset. I never want to do that again. So yeah, and I don't like shouting. I don't like fighting. See, the thing is, I've been born and raised from an abusive family. Okay, very abusive family. I never had a proper father. Never had proper upbringing. Now, this is not to justify what I've done. Okay, but I don't want to be that kind of a father to my baby, a bad person. But at the same time, I'm not perfect, man. It's fucking tough. I'll tell you, you see only the romantic side, the nice, cute sides on Instagram, social media. Oh, baby's so cute and all that. Yeah, it is cute. It is nice. All that is fun stuff. But not every moment is nice and romantic. Not every moment is, oh, so cute, oh, so nice. Sometimes it gets to your head. Like constant screaming, wah, 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 wah. See, like even you do not have every moment that is romantic with your spouse. You don't have every moment that is like, wow. Because we post images and videos which are carefully edited to show a particular image. So I show you the best videos, the best images. But there are others which are not so perfect. Like for example, once standing, my baby just crapped herself. She shit all over the place. Luckily, I was able to see that. I scooped and caught her, and I told my wife, see, she has shit all over the place. And she could have stamped all over, and we had to throw the pillow out and all that. So I didn't put this. This is not a nice wow part. It was smelly, it was stinky. Her shit smelled like, don't ask. So you don't put these things. You don't put when, wife is in a bad mood, or I'm upset, or everyone's going crazy. We don't put those stuff. So, and keep in mind, I'm not you, you're not me. Your children are not my children. And there's no guarantee and assurance that if I follow your style of taking care of my child, My child will grow up to be maybe as perfect as your kids. My child stays in Thailand. My child interacts with a different audience. My child's personality is different. Our environment is different. Our situation is different. Climate is different. Food is different. Language is different. Styles are different. I'm different. My wife is different. My kid is different. So there's no one size fits all. It's very easy to assume that, oh, just give love and bring up the child with love. That's all bullshit, yeah. It's total crap. Just build with love, 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 and kuchi ku, huggy, huggy, kissy, kissy. It doesn't work that way. Discipline is a part of the game. So anyway, I don't want to justify what I did. Does it hurt? Yes. I still, I can remember how my baby was crying. I got up at 2 o'clock, slept at 6:30, 6:45, and there also I couldn't sleep because my sleep was totally messed up. Got up at 2, heavy head, tired. I'm still tired because I didn't sleep properly. And I made sure that my baby is okay. Checked her again. She doesn't she is, it's a new day for her. Just made sure she's okay. Checked with my wife. She's okay. And went for my run, and now I'm doing this. So yeah, this is what had happened. I thought I'd share this with you. Feel free, say whatever you want. I don't delete or censor your comments. You think I'm a bad person, fine. You think I'm a good person, fine. I'm not seeking your validation, and I don't give a fuck to whether you think I'm good or bad. But just remember, there is no perfect way to raise a child. Maybe you raised your child talking to your child and hugging and kissing your child your whole life. It was a different time. It was a different place. It was a different child. It was a different everything. Some parents believe that you should give the child privacy, which I don't agree with at all. There's this privacy thing. And then there are others who think, oh, come down, kneel down, hug your child and talk to your child like an adult. No, the child is a fucking child. You don't make the child an adult. You don't treat the child equally. No. There should be a hierarchy. There should be respect. There should be absolute obedience. Unquestionable obedience. As long as the parent is good. So I have certain rules which I'll put in another video. But anyway, love to know your thoughts on this, what had happened. And love to engage in a dialogue. All right? You guys take care. It's me signing off.